The displace modifier is an alternative way to apply displacement. Let's give it a whirl. I'll assign the displace modifier to this object that I've already displaced with the material. Notice that the modifier appears below the displace mesh binding. That's because the binding is a world space modifier that has to be evaluated later in the object data flow. So that's nothing to worry about. The displace modifier allows you to use a bitmap or another type of map in its own form of displacement. In this case, I'll use another type of map. I'll click on this None button and select a gradient ramp. Notice that this gradient ramp is map number 1. It's different from the gradient ramp map number 0 that I assigned in the previous video. This one resides within the modifier. It's not part of any material. To work on it, it's necessary to drag it into the material editor and instance it into a slot. Notice that it fills the entire slot. It's not possible to turn off Show End Result because we're dealing solely with a map here. I'll change the gradient type to radial, and I'll leave the coordinates with their default setting of 1 and 1 in U and V. Notice that I cannot show the map in the viewport. That's because it's not part of a material. In order to see the effect of this map, it's necessary to increase the strength of the displacement here. I'll set this at 1 foot, and you'll see a pretty massive displacement take place. I'll use luminance center so that the object isn't pushed up quite as much. I'll turn this down, and you can see what's happening. The object is being displaced where the map is white, and it's staying behind where it's black. So this creates a concavity in the cushion as a whole. You can use decay to fade that out at the edges. So the displace modifier is a system all to itself. It doesn't require intervention with the material of the object. However, it cannot be seen in the viewport without a displace mesh binding. If I turn that off, you'll see that the chamfer box looks flat again. When you make a rendering, you'll see the combined effect of both displacements.